Donald Trump says he plans to surrender Thursday at the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta. The former president faces 13 charges related to alleged efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election in Georgia. Two of his co-defendants in the case have already turned themselves in ahead of a Friday deadline. CBS News' Nikole Killion has more.
John Eastman, one of the alleged architects of former President Trump's strategy to use false electors to overturn the 2020 election, was among the first to surrender at the Fulton County Jail.
I am confident that when the law is faithfully applied in this proceeding, all of my co-defendants and I will be fully vindicated.
Eastman was one of two to turn themselves in today. In testimony to the January 6th committee last year, former White House lawyer Eric Hirschman said Eastman called him the day after the Capitol attack to discuss challenging the Georgia results. This was the advice Hirschman gave him.
Get a great effing criminal defense lawyer. You're going to need it.
So far, a dozen of the 19 co-defendants have secured bond agreements with District Attorney Fani Willis, including the former president, who has a cash bond set at $200,000. Trump said Willis thought I was a flight risk to fly far away, maybe to Russia, share a Gold Dome suite with Vladimir. Trump also can't communicate with the other defendants except through attorneys, and he's not allowed to intimidate witnesses, including on social media. The former president confirmed he will travel to Atlanta Thursday to be arrested. Security is being ramped up outside of the jail as the sheriff warned of a hard lockdown ahead of Trump's arrival. Late today, former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows asked for an extension to surrender, but he was rejected by the DA, who said she would file warrants in the system for his arrest after noon Friday.
And Nikole joins me now from Atlanta. Nikole, what can we expect when the former president actually surrenders Thursday at the Fulton County Jail?
Well, John, we have learned that the former president will surrender here Thursday evening, and it is expected he will be fingerprinted, that he'll have to get a mugshot, and that entire process could take less than an hour. We also expect a lot of law enforcement to assist, of course, with the former president's motorcade or transfer in the sense that you've got Secret Service involved, the Fulton County Sheriff's Office, as well as the Atlanta Police.
Why Thursday? He had till Friday. Is there a strategy behind this, or am I reading too much into that?
Well, you know, with the former president, as you well know, John, anything is possible. But, you know, we have been told for some time that the former president was expected to turn himself in at the end of this week. Obviously, you know, there's a lot going on this week, including the first Republican presidential primary debate in Wisconsin Wednesday. And for a while, we didn't know exactly whether the former president was going to take part in that. A few days ago, he said that he wouldn't. There's obviously some speculation that perhaps maybe he's trying to steal the thunder from that debate by turning himself in Thursday. But at the end of the day, I mean, the district attorney, as you saw at the end of the piece, set a pretty firm deadline for these defendants that they have to turn themselves in by noon on Friday. And this is a process. You know, just Monday, former president's attorneys were meeting with the district attorney to hammer out the details of that bond agreement. And since then, we have seen a number of defendants come in person to the Fulton County Courthouse to also set the terms for their clients. So some of this could also just be part of the legal calendar and process as, you know, both authorities and the former president and his legal team try to set things in motion.
Nikole, tell me about the bond. This is the first time the president's been required to post bond in one of the 4 criminal cases against him. Why is that?
Yeah, that's right. And this is $200,000 bond, which could be a cash bail. The former president also has the option of just paying 10% of that if he doesn't want to post the whole thing. But look, you know, part of this has to do with the number of charges that he faces. He faces 13 counts in this 41-count indictment, including racketeering and a host of other charges. So some of it is based on the charges. You know, the former president speculated on his Truth Social post that it was because the district attorney thought that he was a flight risk, which he knocked it down. But there are a number number of factors that go into these bond agreements and arrangements. And as we noted with the former president, one thing that's also unique about his arrangement is that he cannot try to intimidate witnesses on social media. Of course, we've seen the former president in the past, take aim at the district attorney and other prosecutors, as well as some of the witnesses who have been in this case. We also saw kind of similar concerns expressed by Jack Smith in that case related to charges around January 6th. So several unique terms that are part of the former president's agreement.
Indeed. Nikole Killion in Atlanta. Thank you so much, Nikole.